Hey everybody, Tom Berry here with ILS Capital. Just giving you a quick market update. I'm not going to go through numbers and bore you with a lot of those statistics or anything, but I did want to kind of give you a market update on what we're seeing today. And what we're seeing on the lending side of things is we're seeing opportunity like we have not seen in years. And you might think, well, how in the world is that possible? You know, the market is kind of sideways. There's not a lot of transactions taking place. Lending is almost seized up. How in the world are you doing well? And I will certainly answer that question for you. If you look back at some of my previous videos over the past year to 2 years, you're going to see multiple times in multiple places I have said on camera, we believe because we are private money lenders that it has positioned us very well to take advantage of what was coming. And what did I say was coming? A seize up in the traditional lending market. I believed a year to 2 years ago that at some point traditional bank lending and some other institutional lenders as well would tighten up their lending to a point that it would open us up for the opportunity to fill that void. And that is 100% what we have seen over the last 30 days. Now, I would not have been able to say this 30 days ago. Believe me, it has just started happening. We are on the beginning edge of it. But it has opened us up to see some of the best quality loans we have seen in years. And that is what I was hoping was going to happen. So, while banks are seizing up and they're not lending, that opens the door for private lending to take its place. Now, why is that? First of all, we'll talk about why it's happening. Second of all, I'll talk about why it's good for us. So, why is it happening? Why are banks not lending? It's real simple. The feds, when they go in and audit banks, they have a particular ratio of reserves to commercial real estate loans that they want to see. It's typically about 300%. So if the bank has $100 million in reserves, they can lend up to $300 million on CRE loans. A lot of banks are over that. And the feds over the past 5 or 6 years have not really worried about it. They haven't really said anything. Some of the reports I've seen had banks at, 380%, 400%, 350%. Right now, the Fed is really ratcheting down on those banks to get those numbers below 300%. So how do they do that? Well, the first thing that they have to do is they have to stop taking on more CRE loans, because that would push them up even higher. And the other thing, of course, they can do is increase their reserves, which all banks are trying to do that right now, but it's a tough market. So that's why it's happening. Now, why is it good for us? Anytime traditional lending gets really loose, which it has been for the last 8 years or so, it puts us in a real jam on the private lending side because we can't compete with banks' interest rates. So for the past decade, as we've built this company, we've built it in the hardest environment possible, which is really cheap, loose money. And that has been very challenging for us. We've had to pivot and pivot and pivot from this loan to this loan to this loan product just to get where we are today. And that's okay. We've done extremely well at it. But now is the time for us to reap the reward of all of that fight. And because the banks, they're stepping away, saying, you know what, private guys, you can have it because right now we are full and we can't take any more. Our plate is full. And that is a great thing for us. So what it has done is it has given us the opportunity to absolutely cherry pick through the best loan applications that we have seen in a long time. So if you're wondering or worried if you're in our income fund and our growth fund, which are our note funds, that we wouldn't be able to continue to keep your money working in good quality loans, don't worry about it. Don't worry at all. In fact, if you got an extra $1 million or $2 you want to send it, by all means do so, because I have more loan apps sitting on my table, good quality loan apps, than I have cash to fund. So that's what we're seeing in the market today. We're seeing an influx of really high quality loan applications in both loans that would fit the growth fund and the income fund. So those two funds, we're looking for more capital in both of those. Now, switch to the equity side. In the equity fund, where we buy our shopping centers, we are seeing still a very tight market. Prices came down substantially from where they had been, and we were able to snag a few. We were able to snag Rockport, Texas, Dayton, Tennessee, and now Texas City, Texas. We should be closing on that one by the time you see this video. But we don't have a lot more in the pipeline. We have done the due diligence on countless other ones, dozens of other ones, and we have no more in the pipeline at the prices that we're looking to buy at. So what is that telling us? Well, it tells me that while commercial real estate prices have come down from their peaks, they came down and they stopped. They have not kept falling like we had hoped and expected that they might in our particular asset class. So we're constantly watching, we're constantly analyzing, we're constantly looking at more deals. We will find that next one, but if you were wondering if there is a Class C on the horizon for the equity fund, there is not at this moment. I do not have another property identified that will meet the strict buy box that we have built for those centers. So that's a quick update for you. Hopefully that was helpful, and as always, if you have further questions and you'd like to reach out to me directly, Tom at ILS.cash, and I'll get you an answer. See you on the next video.